Heck, it's kind of funny. They get burning tires off, and I tell them, no, there's a crown bit jumps in there.
There's a lot in this world we don't agree on. I guarantee you, there's a lot of the gold rush.
I got to throw an embarrassing one up just at the end of this thing, just to make sure. But you got to talk me through this. I don't know where the hell your hands going here.
Sit back there in the pits while you're working on the car. Look up at the big screens.
You read my mind. Fans, we live in a land with freedom like no other.
Mark Elliott. And Parker Lazenby. Get ready. Lights, camera, action. Welcome to the premier broadcast home of Demolition Derby.
What is happening, Derby fans? It's episode number 33. Myself, Mark Elliott, Mr. Dustin Anderson in the house. You saw it. We've got the YouTube. Like it, subscribe, share. You know the drill. We have got 726 Customs in the house tonight as our sponsor. The stuff just doesn't happen without the good people behind the scenes. What's happening, Mr. Dustin?
Oh, man. Start of another busy week. Busy week in the podcast land. It was a busy week last week, Winter Slam. Speaking of Cody Knuth, got that wheelman spot at Winter Slam. He just keeps racking wins up. He's having a heck of a year.
Called it, and I'm glad you said that because it's always fun when our people go out and do good things. So congratulations, Mr. Cody Knuth, big $5,000 whopper at Winter Slam. Brandon Thomas and that crew, it looked like they had a pretty good show. I'm coming off a hot weekend with Wicked at the team show, back there announcing again for the first time in a couple years. Heck of a show. And
that looked like a good show. How did it feel back in the announcer stand?
Oh, buddy, it like riding a bike. But semi-retirement is serving me well. I do believe I'm at, if there is a such thing as work-life balance, I am sure getting closer to it than the ragged street I was driving down before. So 2026 is already happening in a good way for me. Man, we got a busy night tonight. We got Derby Icons. We got 7 guests tonight, Dustin. Derby Icons owner Taylor Feldkamp. We have got Mustache Mike, the man behind the scenes. If you go to a Derby Icons event, you don't cross paths with him. It was a miracle because he's in it every which way, north, south, east, and west. And we've got the new head inspector with us tonight, Mr. Hunter Slane, also coming off one heck of a run, the Wicked Team Show. Mr. Slim in here tonight. And then it just gets better and better as the night goes. We have got HYB. The ladies are in the house tonight. How do you think about that, Dustin? Yeah, that's right. Woo!
There can't be another group of people that's created more fans in the last couple of years out in South Dakota. That's for sure.
Bro, I thought I was going to pass out. Maybe the first time they run the team show out there in South Dakota. And they just shocked the world over and over. And it's a wonder I could even talk after it. And it's a wonder I didn't have a stroke up there in that announcer's booth. But we got Brooke Tadej in the house, Montana, Brittini Oolman from Iowa, Mckensi Jackson from Minnesota, and Elizabeth Stringer from North Dakota. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Nailed it. Well, dude.
Just covering the Midwest.
They've got that covered. We have got so much to talk about. So, man, you ready to bring on Derby Icons and just get this started?
Spring X is just a few weeks away. Let's bring it on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to add Mr. Taylor Feldkamp himself, and then I'm going to add Mr. Hunter Slane, and to break up the party, Mr. Mustache Mike. Fellas, what's happening?
Not much. What's going on with you
How we
guys?
doing, gentlemen?
Hey, we're doing that thing that sometimes we dread, but we never leave unhappy. Serves us well, and we hope it does you too. Thanks for taking time to meet with We Crash TV Derby podcast tonight. I want to start with you, Mr. Taylor. You got Spring X in the wings. I mean, time this airs, you'll be a couple weeks out. Aside from the busy towing business that does not stop to let you catch up, where are you at with Spring Explosion right now, man?
Spring Explosion, we are, the track's been done for probably about a month or so, and we've been putting some fence up on our downtime from trying to tow and promote derbies as well. We do a couple fair derbies as well, and got the track set and got some fence up. We're going to put the lifts up this week. We got another lift coming in, so we'll have 3 lifts this year. Last year we only had 2, so we're just trying to gear up and get things done way ahead of time, so we're not waiting until last minute. And every year we put one of these events on, me and Mike and the crew, we try to tweak things that need to be tweaked just a little bit to make things a little better than the previous year.
Sounds like a man with a plan.
A slight advantage for you, Taylor. We talked about this a little bit last fall, but this is pretty much in your backyard. So like you're saying, you're able to, a lot of promoters are having to, load everything up and go to a location and cram it all into 1 week. You're able to kind of do a process and be really dot your I's and cross your T's.
Yeah, I'm very blessed for that. There's a lot of people in a lot of venues that's contacted us about putting events in other states. I know other people do it, but I feel very comfortable literally being a mile from my shop. And if a skid steer breaks or if there's downpour rain, I can know construction people that we move equipment for. We can go get a D7 dozer and be back in an hour and literally dig the track down 2 feet and get dry dirt and shove the cars out there and still have, one heck of a derby. A lot of places, when you pack everything up, you don't know anybody and you start getting your phone out and calling people. And here we don't have to do that. If you need something, we can go and get it and come back and put the show on.
Yeah. Taylor, dude, you made a gutsy call. And it's not just you, it's around the United States. You reeled it back a little bit on the rules. What's that uphill battle been like from start to finish? And now here you're 2 weeks out from putting those cars on the track.
Well, when we first started this and took it over and didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, and we had already done probably 10 or 15 county fairs with me and Mike and tweaking things. And then we ended up taking over Derby Icons. And then the first year we kind of just rolled with what we knew and business from towing and business from promoting county fairs and things like that and put it all in one. But the first year we got, I think, 24 teams. The second year we got 22. And then the third year, I think we had 20. And then we were back up to 22. And then last year, I think we had 14. And we had, signed everybody up and we had called people and they're like, I can't afford it. I can't do it. It's a long weekend. And, I get it I used to run derbies myself, probably 20 or 30 of them before we expanded business and all that stuff. And it's a lot on a family and work and everything. So I called everybody last year that ran, and I think there was about 6 teams that said, yeah, we're coming back out of 14. So before I even opened registration, I knew that it wasn't going to fill. And I either thought, well, we either do the team derby or we'll take the team 4x4 out and just do compacts and the one and dones, because the one and dones, we had 4 heat races of one and dones. We had like 160 some cars for the 2-man, and we still could have ran a hell of a show with that. And I announced that we're having a bone stock, and everybody texted me and called Mike and blasted on the internet that there won't be nobody signing up and won't be this and won't be that. And literally within like 3 minutes, not knowing what was going to happen from previous years, people are texting me wanting a 4-man spot. And the way Eventbrite works, you have to wait 20 minutes after you open it for everybody to sign up and do all their stuff. And literally at 20 minutes, we had sold out 20 teams and had like 14 on a waiting list. So that was very, very grateful for that, for everybody wanting to come back and I think the bone stock this year is just going to be a hell of a show with cars bending. And I think it also makes an even playing field for everybody. They're not building their cars in their garage with, 20 buddies at home. They're showing up. Everybody's got the same sheet metal, same ride height, and it's more of a luck of the draw than at home.
Man, I'm glad you kept the teams. I'm glad of that. Mustache Mike, I mean, dude, you're 2 weeks out, and I know you carry around a heavy folder the day of the show, man. What's life like for you right now?
It's getting busy every day, trying to manage the tow side of stuff and then the derby side of things. It's always just on the run with it. Getting text phone calls. Oh yeah, and he's texting me, calling me about updates. I'm getting drivers are texting me, calling about updates. Getting the Facebook messages and everything. It's an all day event every day for what has been the last couple of months leading up to this.
Yeah. Well, no doubt. Somehow through the midst of the chaos, you'll be there with bells on, and you'll have a heat sheet, and we're gonna start the derby, and it's gonna be a good derby.
We'll make it happen one way or another.
Yeah. Mr. Slim, dude, thanks for joining. I know you're traveling, so hope you can hear us okay. But man, you and I have crossed paths a few times and getting to know each other a little bit, but I don't know enough about you. Have you ever been in this role before where you're managing a class of that caliber as the lead inspector?
Not to a national level. I do quite a few county fairs around Arkansas, but other than that, I've never been in this big of a position before in such a national event.
Well, no doubt you can build the cars. You can put a good car on that track if you are running as anybody else. I just watched it in Sturgis, and we watch it year over year there. But what's it been like for you? Maybe it's a two-part question, not just going from like that county fair level of answering questions to the national level, but also filling the shoes of our Josh Delar.
Yeah, Josh has some pretty big shoes to fill, and I think I can handle it. I hope I can anyway. He's entrusted me with it, and he says I was the best pick, so I'm going to give it my best shot, and I hope by the end of the day everybody's at least half-ass happy with me.
Yeah, well, no, that's pretty cool. So you actually talked to Josh, and he was part of that, and with Taylor having to put somebody, what a hit for Taylor. What do you do with that when Josh says, "Hey, I'm out"?
It was kind of bittersweet because he brought me in about 3 or 4 years ago, and I've been just one of the guys, and I've known Josh for 15 years, and we've been buddies for a long time, and he knew how I build, and I think that's why he originally brought me in on Derby Icons to begin with.
That's how heavy the rock is that I live under, Slim. I didn't know that. So you've been out there inspecting already?
Yes, sir. I've been on the Derby Icons crew for the last 3 years at least. I think it's been 4.
Taylor, we should have more team health building events. I mean, Mike, I don't even know who works for Derby Icons.
Now before when Josh is expanding business and he's got baseball and he's been the rock, and I'm very grateful for him. But another thing I think that keeps us in line with everybody is we've always had the same crew, and I like it that way, because when you go to a different derby and there's there's rules, but there might be a thing that doesn't really matter, that when you go to an event that it's okay, versus going to an event for 4 or 5 years and then all of a sudden you get somebody new in there that's never been there, doesn't know the people, doesn't know the area or anything. I think drivers get really frustrated because it's a little tack weld on the door, and I've been to events myself where the door plates have to be 2 by 2 and somebody cuts them in the they're 2.5 by 2, and now you're cutting all your door welds off, spending an hour. I mean, that's not going to win the Derby.
Right. And I was actually, I didn't know that Hunter had also been on the crew, because I was one question I was going to ask is how some of the questions have differed from the upper Midwest guys to there, because each region has them certain things in certain ways. I mean, we all build a car, we all wreck cars, but each region has their own little, either their own little rules or their own little tricks per se that they get away with in their area, and it's just like automatic, no one questions it. Then you go
and it's not really something that's major, it's just small.
Correct.
You
It's
know
just
when you
different.
go there what you're getting into versus showing up. If I would have had someone else that's never been a part of the Derby Icons crew, inspection probably would have been a complete nightmare, because that guy wants 2x2 door straps, he wants 3x3 trunk panels, you know, and if they're 3.5x3 and it's a little scrap piece on the floor, I mean, that just aggravates drivers when it has to be 100% to the T on things that are not going to make or break the Derby.
Yeah, and in the big scheme of things, consistency is key. So,
and it's also
promote is good.
Yeah, and in the past too, if there is something critically wrong with the car, it is always a group vote. It's not just one guy that's jumping in there like, nope, just load it. I mean, everybody in the back of inspection kind of talks about how they can fix it, or no, they can't fix it, and here's your option to fix it. And if you can fix it that way, then you can run. If not, then load it on the trailer. We're never going to just send somebody home. We're going to give you an option to fix it. And some people have said, nope, I'm not doing that, but you shouldn't have been doing that in the first place.
Yes, sir. There is a difference in getting loaded and deciding not to cut what's asked of you. Well, I already had faith in you, Slim. I already had faith in you based on your skill set, and you're a polite dude. Your people skills and your skill set, I feel like it's a pretty good fit. I feel even better knowing that you're part of that crew, and I probably knew it, man, but this brain just gets Mike. That's why I got people like Mike in my life, because I need all the help I can get. But speaking of region, and Taylor speaking, Dustin, you said region, and Taylor, you said we filled it up. Taylor, you brought some ladies from all the way out west.
Yeah, we have quite a few people that are with that, not different rule set, but I guess going back to 5 years ago to the bone stock, we have quite a few people that are states away, which is very impressive to spend time and travel and away from families and doing all that. So I'm very grateful for that. But we have drivers that's never ran Spring Explosion in the 4x4 full size. And I think that's also going to be a plus this year, because, you know, with other promoters who's already signed up a year out, you know, when you go there, it's the same 12 people, it's the same cars, it's the same attitudes, it's the same, you know, running as the car. And this year we're going to have people that's never been to Spring Explosion that's bringing 4 cars, and we have some people that ran 5 years ago that's coming back, and some people that's ran with us every single year. So I think the heat races and the feature is going to be something totally different than the same crew that's always running.
That's a good point. And it sounds, and I could get behind either one. I could get behind, you know, what to expect with 12 teams, or I could get behind what's happening now. And I think it's going to be something special. Super excited about our guest tonight. Not only did you pull somebody that far out west into Spring Explosion that has never ran there, I don't even know that they've ever been there, but you pulled the ladies, HYB, and they're with us tonight. Taylor, Slim, Mike, have you guys had any interaction with them since they signed up, or what's the experience been like so far?
Yeah, I've talked to them a couple times. I went to South Dakota to Gold Rush and watched them, and I thought they did really good out there both years, and was very impressed. And then for them to come to Spring Explosion, I think that's definitely going to change some heat races and get some new vibes in there. And, you know, maybe next year we'll pull some people farther away and kind of change the dynamic of it versus the same thing.
No, it's pretty special. It's pretty special to have new faces. It's pretty special to, you know, I know that you work with Sam through the Wheelman. Pretty special to be sharing some teams back and forth. And my perfect little happy bubble, there would just be so many team shows and all the teams would be the same, and they would just go around from show to show. But I do live in a happy little bubble that's in make-believe world. Well, Mike, dude, you can't wait to hang out for 3 days with me, can you?
Man, what are we having for dinner Saturday afternoon there on your little George Foreman there, Mark?
I was going to say on Taylor's watch, nothing, but I don't.
You know, we're going to be stuck up in the booth there for a couple hours and no food to eat. So
hey, I am going to get you guys some plywood this year, so you guys aren't up there, holding each other, freezing to death.
Yeah. Well, I admittedly, Mike, when I tried to retire for 2 months and then woke up, I threw that little $13 George Foreman away. So we're gonna have a different plan.
We're gonna figure something out.
Listen, if Illinois, if they win the basketball tournament or whatever about that time, who knows what kind of party's going to be going on in Champaign by then.
It was pretty bad the other weekend, so I can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, Slim, any last words for those drivers out there besides don't weld what you're not willing to cut?
Yeah, exactly. That's always been my philosophy on a car. If you're not willing to cut it or if you can't change it, there's no need in doing it. Like I've never been loaded at a show, and I've always pushed the rules. I like pushing the rules. It building brings out the ingenuity in everybody. But if you're not willing to change it, there's no reason in doing it.
Yep, and that's why we enjoy it, because it taps into a creativity that nothing else in our lives probably taps into. If it was blueprint cookie cutter and we didn't actually get to use our brain to think we got this little advantage over everybody else, it probably wouldn't be as fun to build cars.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, anything besides take your trash with you when you leave you've got to say for all those derby icons?
Stay away from the fence.
Yes.
And fill the waiver out before you come if you're a driver. And yeah, I'm just real excited to see everybody here in a couple of weeks. Like about 16 days.
Yeah. How do they do that? Where do they find the waiver if they want to help Mustache Mike out and take some load off of him?
Make my life a little easier. Go to our Facebook page. It's posted there. There's a waiver sign link. Click on it. Fill it out with all the information. You're gonna have to do it to get paid anyways. So
now
help me help you if you want money.
Yeah. Now we're speaking language people understand. Taylor, no doubt you've probably got 5 phone calls since we started.
Nope, I haven't got any right now, actually.
Do you have your phones on you?
I do. Yeah.
Any last words you'd like to tell anybody traveling to the show, whether driver or fan?
I just want to say a huge thanks for everybody signing up and coming out and putting up with us for 3 or 4 days and inspection. And it's a pretty good feeling to once the show starts. And a lot of people probably don't understand this when you're a promoter and inspection and Mike and everybody, and you've already been, swamped for the last 3 days. And when the final heat race starts and you look around and there's families and the grandstands is full and people are having a good time, and that's a good feeling to know that we built that and everybody come and hung out with us for 3 or 4 days. And it's a lot leading up to that day. I probably got, probably a week and a half at least in the track and fence and trash cans and porta potties and making sure everything runs right. And Mike's got, text messages. People think they build a team and then they change the name and then Mike rechanges it. And then, we post something and they think we don't changed it or we did. And you got to text Mike to be able to get the laptop to be able to change that. That's the easiest thing to do. So it's a lot with Slim and the inspection and people, and I can't be more excited this year versus other years to actually watch the Derby and be a part of it.
I'm stupid excited. I think it's going to be an outstanding year.
Yeah,
it's going to be different. And it's going to be great.
Yes, I love it. And I'm glad to hear you say that, Taylor, because it sounded like for a split second, everything disappears and it's like, this is why the hell we do this. And then somebody comes up and tugs on your shirt and says, my water hookup's not working.
I'm sure I'm going to get a couple of those. I'm going to get a couple of phone calls. Something's not working, but
yeah. And then the phone calls, just the daily phone calls of, inspection and just where do I park my camper at and what time can I come and all that stuff online. And it's just, it's a lot leading up to the day. But that first heat race, when the green flag drops and you look around and see everybody having a good time and the place is packed, it's a good feeling. Makes you, want to keep doing it.
Definitely.
That's awesome, man. Couldn't have said it better ourselves. Taylor, Slim, Mustache Mike, I'm going to get our next guest ready, HYB, all 4 ladies in the house tonight. And I'm going to start their intro video that Mr. Sloan put together. Once that video starts, we'll kick you guys out of the studio. But thanks again, guys, for taking time. Slim, safe travels the rest of the way, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep, you
we'll
bet.
see you guys
Thank
here in a
you,
couple
guys.
weeks.
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
thanks,
Yeah.
gentlemen. Might just sneak down there myself.
Oh, get on
There you
down
go.
here, Dustin. Come on, brother.
All right, later, fellas.
See you guys.
See you, Mark.
Yep.
Let's welcome Team HYB.
Oh, yeah. The ladies in the house, HYB. If that video didn't get you pumped up, we're different people. What's happening?
Not much. Thanks for having us.
No, thank you guys. Mckensi, back from Florida. We lost Brooke, but that's okay. She'll come back. Hey, Brittini, what's happening?
Not a lot. Just busy working on cars.
Working on
Like
cars.
to hear.
Like you think you got a derby in a couple weeks or what?
Yeah, I guess something like that.
Yeah. Hey, Liz, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, Brooke, it's nice of you to rejoin us.
Sorry, I don't know. She just didn't like her positioning on the screen. She wanted to switch sides.
That's not true.
So, gosh, where do we go? How about this? Well, we just had Derby Icons on, and we celebrated that they kind of restructured their show, and for whatever reason, whether that or connections in South Dakota or other reasons, not important, you guys are headed to Spring Explosion, and it'll be a couple weeks when this airs. So you're going to not only cross paths with drivers that you've never met and derbied against, but there's going to be some new fans that get to see and feel you guys the way I have out in South Dakota. So can we just go round table, maybe name, state you're from, and what the heck got you driving demolition derby cars? Brooke, you want to kick it off?
Sure, yeah. So, Brooke Tadej, I'm from Great Falls, Montana. I'm not originally from Montana. I think Mark knows that.
Yes.
I'm actually originally an East Coast girly. I was born and raised in Western Pennsylvania, so I've had a lot of time, around Fayette, New Alexandria, those types of places. I kind of got into demolition derby because of my dad and my uncles growing up. They did it in the 80s and the 90s, and I've been to derby since before I could even walk. So it's just been something that is in my blood, and it's just kind of carried on.
So awesome, Brooke. I got so much to say, but I'm going to shut up. Liz, Liz, what about you?
Well, I'm Elizabeth. I go by Lizard. I'm from Bismarck, North Dakota.
I didn't know that.
I got into derbying because of my dad. I grew up watching him from when I was 3 all the way to now 25. And it's crazy. I remember telling Dad when I was younger, I wanted to drive compacts, and he laughed at me. And here he was down the street. He brought home this Caprice car, and we started building it. And I went to my first derby, and I won, and I was hooked ever since. My third derby, we did the duo here in Mandan, and our radiator blew. And I'm like trying to get out of the car, and my dad's holding me back. He's like, "You sit down. We're not done yet." There's hot water spraying all over us, and I'm just like, been hooked ever since then. You never let me quit.
That was your third derby.
Mm-hmm. I won third derby, radiator blew. I'm like, all right.
Liz, you hit me in my girl dad heart there. That means a lot, man. So many. I feel like you could tell 100 more stories just as good as that one. Mckensi,
Yeah.
what makes you into this sickness?
Yep. I'm Mckensi. I'm from small towns in Broda, Minnesota. Grew up watching my dad Derby Imperials, Mopar country. So been doing it ever since I was little. So I started when I was 14 and been hooked ever since.
Really? Was
Yeah.
it your idea or his for you to run when you were 14?
Absolutely my idea. With a little peer pressure, but
That's so cool. Thank you.
yeah.
Brittini, before I let you go, Brittini, like all I can think about when I see you is you roasting the piss out of that motor in South Dakota. And I don't even remember which one, but when I heard you guys were coming to Spring X, I was like, yes. Brittini, what's the method behind the madness for you?
Yeah, I'm Brittini Oolman of Orange City, Iowa. I grew up watching my dad run, and then my brother slowly started getting into it. I wanted to do it when I was younger, ever since I could, but I had too many concussions when I was younger. So my dad was like, no, you gotta wait. And then finally, I got done with all my high school sports, and he's like, all right, you can get in a car. So then ever since then, I've been in a car.
So I see a pattern here. I was debating, like, I was trying to listen, but then I'm like, do I ask where she got these concussions? And you said high school sports. So I can just imagine you, like, I don't even care what sport it is, based on the way you drive. I can only imagine how you got these concussions.
Yeah, they actually all came from the ground. Sadly.
Yeah. You guys hard.
So,
well,
the
go ahead,
conglomeration, how did it all begin? Because we're from all over the country. I mean, I know all you have connections and obviously went to bigger shows, but how did this kind of get started? I can't even,
Go for it, bro.
I was gonna say, I feel like Liz probably knows this story because I feel like a lot of people don't know that actually originally Liz ran with me in 2023. Sorry, my dog is deciding she wants to be crazy right now. But at first it was kind of like we should like jokingly put together a team for Gold Rush when we saw the rules and what it was like. And me, Liz, and Amy, shout out to Amy if she's watching. I know she is. We were like, oh, we should do this and we should try and get a spot. And somehow we got a spot, and then we're like, crap, we need to find like a fourth teammate to do this. And it just kind of like fell into our hands that we were able to get Christy Geiger to be on our team then, and she's from North Dakota, so that's how she was a part of that as well. But it just kind of rolled from there.
So great question, Dustin, because we're getting into the history. We're getting into the crates. So Christy and Amy no longer with the team. How and when do we pick up Mckensi and Brittini?
So I feel like life kind of happened for some of our teammates, and that's kind of where, they fell off. not because they didn't want to. It's just, like I said, life happened and it wasn't aligning. And that's why Liz couldn't do it. And it sucked, but ended up just putting a filler out, honestly, on Facebook, and wasn't going to even run 2024 if I didn't find teammates. And I put it out there, and somebody tagged Mckensi on there, and he messaged me and was like, hey, you know, she'd be like a super great fit for you guys. I bet she'd even bring an old Mopar wagon, like, if you asked her. And I was like, oh, cool, like, I'll look into her. And I messaged her, and she was like instantly in, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, and so if I'm picking up what you're laying down, you don't even know Mckensi, and it starts out with this Facebook message, and you text her, and she's like, I'm in, and then like it's so hard to even fathom that it was that simple, but like what most of us only get to see without these conversations is what you guys did at Gold Rush that year. So you're gonna have to help me, because Brittini, were you a part of 2024 Gold Rush too, or just 2025?
Yeah, I was there 2024 and 2025.
Okay. So you picked up Mckensi. Where did you find Brittini?
So actually, Eric was a part of like some Snap group or something, and I was really stressing on finding a fourth teammate. And I was like, is there anybody you know, like somebody's wife that, or girlfriend, or somebody that just like is super badass and wants to be on my team? So he like put it out on the group message and was like, hey, does anybody know of somebody that wants to be on my wife's team? And I believe it was Kool-Aid that had thrown out Brittini's name on this group Snap or whatever, and she reached out to me, and that was that. And I was like, perfect.
Golly, so you
what
guys
we have
get together.
Here, good part of social media.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good part.
Yes, thank you for saying that. So the team gets together, sight unseen, and you're running Gold Rush. You ain't running the county fair. You're running freaking Gold Rush. And you guys absolutely delivered as a team. That's the first time, Mckensi, Brittini, that you'd ever ran with Liz and Brooke. Am I understanding that right?
Yep. First time we ever met was at South Dakota. So we gave each other hugs and said, let's fucking get it. Oh, excuse me.
No, you're good. You're good. We're PG-18 tonight.
Hey, we want to keep it real.
Yeah,
we want to keep it
real. Sorry.
Gosh, it is all good. That is a fascinating story, and no doubt that's the 30,000 foot view. You know, you guys, you're meeting for the first time. Now you're pitting together. You're working together to fix cars. Your crews may or may not even know each other. Like, what did that look like?
I think everybody blended just super well, honestly. Like, everybody's like, you know, making sure everyone's fed, everyone has parts. Hey, do you need me to go get this? Do you need this? Hey, will you grab me that tool that you have? Like, and it's nice that, like, well, it's nice and it's not nice. I will say this, that like Eric has a team at Gold Rush. I don't prefer it because it takes away from pit help for me, but I am so thankful that like all of these ladies have amazing pit crews that will like jump in and help me as well. And I think it's nice that like whenever his teammates have like certain things that we need, they'll like be like, hey guys, do you need this? So everybody flows together.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that really, at
and
the end of the day, we
fascinating.
talk about it over and over again. But when it comes to the team shows, that's kind of the fun part of the overlap and the pits and doing all that stuff behind the scenes. You got America's favorite dad probably over there helping Liz. Got just a little bit of experience.
Just a little bit of help from him.
Liz, Liz, was that your father that we saw in the screen earlier?
Yeah, that was him. America.
Don't taunt him. He'll
Yeah.
be on the screen in a second.
Yeah, he'll hear. His ears are probably ringing.
Is he responsible for the nickname Lizard, or that? Where did you pick that up at?
So actually, I also coach dance. So a few of my athletes called me Lizard one year, and they got me a cup that said Coach Lizard on it. And then, like I started going to parties with this cup that said Lizard on it. So then it got brought up. All my friends started calling me Lizard, and now it just stuck. And even my like new athletes, and I'm a teacher, and even my students are like Lizard if they know me outside of school. And I'm like, so funny, yeah. Just
That's
Lizard.
cool. And to hear that you do teach dance, and teach, like, mad respect for that. I'm a girl dad, a girl grandfather, so I know all about the dance and all that good stuff. So mad respect. But Brittini, I already said it, and you just smiled. Who did you roast an engine? Do you know what I'm talking about when I brought that up? I mean, you ran the piss out of that car, and I don't remember if it was 24 or 25 or both.
It was probably both. Yeah, last year in 2025, we had actually just got done redoing that motor. So when I did that, my dad loved it. I mean, he loves to go through motors. He loves to rebuild them. He loves to build new ones. So anytime we do that, he's always like, well, I guess we just make it better now.
I was going to say, I feel like it was a family requirement to drive like that anyway.
Yeah.
So he was, when you, it never ceases to amaze me that, like, that hug when you first saw him after you had that run and just ran the snot out of it. He was smiling ear to ear when you saw him, wasn't he?
He sure was.
Is he your biggest fan?
I think so.
I bet you all would probably have that same answer. I don't know. Eric might be your biggest fan, Brooke.
I think so.
Especially after you beat him.
Twice.
Yeah.
Not just there. She does it all summer too.
Oh God.
Sorry, Eric. I mean, I wasn't going to count, but Mckensi, I just noted
I
that
give
it
him
was
so much
twice.
crap.
At what point did you guys start jocking to do Spring X? Did you just see the rules and see they're similar? Or was it already something you were thinking like, hey, let's do this one more time throughout the year to kind of keep as a group? Or how did it come about going to Spring X?
Taylor had sent me a message after Gold Rush asking if we'd be interested, and I talked to the girls about it, and we thought it was all a good opportunity to try something different. So,
okay.
Yeah.
You guys ever went to Spring X before?
Nope.
Really? I figured Brittini might have cut across and went to it.
Nope, I haven't.
Fun show, fun facility. Got kind of a county fair vibe still, but just a lot of open space on that area.
Brooke, do I have permission to talk about our conversation we had prior about a few weeks ago about Spring Explosion?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Thank you. Because I think it's appropriate. You know, it is a different, you know, it's not heads up all the way to the bottom. And when Brooke, we do go way back to Pennsylvania. And when Brooke reached out to me just with some appropriate concern, like, what are we getting into here? As she should, as you guys should wonder, you know, you're going somewhere you've never been, inspection you've never been through, people you've never derbied against. And probably for the most part, I was like, Brooke, I mean, it's a rough crowd out there, which Taylor did just allude to. He's got more new teams than he's ever had. So, like, typically what I told Brooke, it's like the same teams, same pecking order, and you make the feature. I mean, there's a pecking order, and it usually goes about the same way. And I'm not saying it's gonna be any different, but I was just like, Brooke, what's your goal? Like, what does great look like for going out there? And she just laughed and was like, getting a stick. And like, yes. But
you got to set it a little higher than that.
I mean, that's a first goal, okay?
But your heads up in the heat, and then a feature, you make the feature, that's going to be a great accomplishment. Then you're in a feature with all the other winning teams plus anything added out of the consolation. Just round table. Liz, like, what's your thoughts going into it, or concerns, or really goals?
I think it'll be a different experience for sure. Like, I've only ever ran 3 team derbies, let alone before. And I think the whole, like, everybody going out in the future will be different for sure. I've only done that one other time when I was derbying in Vegas, but that was X many years ago. But like Dad and I were talking too about going to Spring X, and I think it's really just about the experience, getting to meet new people, derby against new people.
Yes.
That's really what my goal is for the whole, or us going there, is just to meet new people and derby against new people.
Great seat time for sure. That's a great mindset to have. Mckensi, what about you?
I honestly haven't thought about it very much, but I think a goal just for us is to be driving together again. Like we said, we don't get to drive together much any other time. So more seat time with all 4 of us, I think, is a great thing. So just have fun.
If I cross paths with you anytime before you guys run, what a reminder if I can remember that. Because think about the stress, you put yourselves through, just even putting those 4 tires on the track, whether it's building a car, paying for it, getting to the derby, fighting whatever challenges that is, all that shit. And then you're finally on the track, green flag drops, everything disappears. But the time leading up to, it's easy to forget to smell the freaking roses, or the race fuel, as I like to say. And just to hear you, Mckensi, say, man, I just can't wait to freaking derby with my girls. That's what I'm hearing you saying.
Yeah.
I can feel that, and I respect that. Good stuff. Brittini, what about you, man? Where's your headspace at going to somewhere you've never been like this, for people you've never ran with?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good experience. It'll definitely be something new for all of us. I mean, we're used to the heads up 1v1 for everything. So I think it's going to be a different kind of driving in the future. So I think it's just going to be good to get all of us on the same page, and I mean, all just get seat time with each other and know how each other drives. I think that's just going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully
you guys.
Hopefully
I don't
make
have
the
hair
feature.
to. Go ahead, Dustin.
And okay, I'll just say hopefully, like, you make the feature, and there is something to be said for it is different, and it'd be a really good time for you guys to learn to maybe do the kind of the stay close, kind of watch each other's back, because when you're 1v1, you kind of do get spread out more, and the track moves differently. You get in that other, it's a whole nother thing where you're there and you kind of want to stay close or stay in your group or pick a corner, or however you approach it. So yeah, it's different, but it'll be good practice for sure.
Yeah.
You guys, I don't have hair to lose, but you guys have made me as nervous as anybody's ever made me, just rooting for you as a fan. And Brooke, having the relationship that we go way back. Every round you guys have ever went into South Dakota, I'm about sick. And I don't know if that's being a girl dad. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That could be a me issue. Because I don't feel like that if one of my buddies goes out there. The point series that I had a little while ago did some of that for me, where it'd make me so nervous for those drivers. But you guys have just continued to exceed my expectations as a fan. And when you guys go out to Spring Explosion, I'm going to have an apple in my throat when you're pulling out to the heat track and I'm trying to do my job and announce. But I didn't plan or think about getting into this, but I think it's appropriate. So this is a think it, say it moment. I'm going with my gut. You guys take it wherever you want to. whatever you want to blame, if it's me being a dad or me having a soft spot in my heart for women just in general, probably all the way back to some childhood stuff, not to get too far into the crates, but you guys have earned every ounce of respect that you have. There's no doubt you guys don't get the credit that you deserve just being women in the sport. Is that fair to say?
I think so, yeah.
How do you guys fight through that head shit, mind trash? Everybody has the same steering wheel, and you guys have whipped man ass for 2 years straight at arguably the biggest derby in the country in the finals last year. Does that even bother you guys? Do you even get caught up in that, or does that get in your way? Even some of the shit you probably got to listen to from people that don't respect you the way that they should as drivers.
I'm not one of the 4 growls, but I feel like everybody respects the hell out of them because they've shown it on the track 100%. And not just at Gold Rush. I mean, Brooke come out and can just wheel it at a couple of shows I've helped with, took care of business there. I watched Liz last summer just take care of business. I mean, Mckensi came out to North Dakota and drove her ass off in the feature. I haven't got to watch Brittini a lot, but I just feel like all of them they've all put the time in on the track. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of that from the background.
Well, neither have I, but girls, you tell me, is that my girl dad soft spot, and I just need to, that's me worrying about shit I don't need to worry about, and you guys, and it's not an issue?
I don't want I don't want to sound like the bad guy, but a lot of experiences that I've had after us winning, I've only had a few good encounters with the men that I've ran against at Gold Rush, being pleasant. A lot of the times you won't get handshakes, you won't get good jobs, you won't get any of that. But I feel like if it was a man, it would be different. But there are some guys that are, like hands down just genuine dudes. Like I'm going to give Minnesota Madness, those guys hands down were like the coolest guys that I've ever ran against. And they gave us hugs, they congratulated us, and that was like one of the coolest experiences. But I think it's like coming from the other side of it whenever you do see like the pouting and the crying and just they're upset because you got beat by a girl. I don't know what that is, but I mean, we're driving too.
Yeah. And I think that's why I said it, and that's why I went with my gut, because I think that's the bullshit part of it. Because anybody my age, which I just turned 47 or older, comes from a place where we had the powder puff was like, as a kid, the only way that the girls could compete. And maybe we had like, back when I started derbying and was derbying hot and heavy, there was a couple ladies in our area that would run. It's a different sport now. Everybody has the same steering wheel, and you guys, I feel like, have just shocked the world with defying that stereotype of like, look, let's put it this way. If anybody going to go out there and try to take it easy on you guys, you're going to bust their ass, and you've proved it 2 years straight. Well, I wasn't trying to stir up, like, I don't know where exactly. It was a think it, say it moment, because derby aside, in life in general, I think times not only are changing, but have changed, where you guys the things that we've watched you guys do in South Dakota, regardless of what happens at Spring Explosion, it's hard to even explain. I mean, there's arguably, Dustin, you correct me if I'm wrong, no team in South Dakota at any derby we've ever had there has got the crowd on their feet like the girls in this podcast.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, Brittini, timing is everything. It's all right.
It was just my dad. You know, I had it. He walked in.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, wrong spot.
Oh, we needed the camera for that. Like, oh, I'm out.
That was exactly what his face looked like.
No,
well,
but I would
you,
definitely
Brooke.
agree.
Thanks for, it felt like helping me out of a hole there, because I think it's a me issue that I just worry. And I don't think that has anything to do with you guys, especially not as drivers. You got nothing to prove. You guys and I feel like it's the tip of the iceberg. Like one of you said it, like you haven't derbied together that much, which is why you're excited about going to Spring Explosion. And like, is it too early to say, are you guys going back to Gold Rush too?
Yes, we are.
Hell yeah, brother. Why did somebody tell me that was hit your boy? Was that real or somebody bullshitting me?
It was the first year. Somebody interviewed us after the first year, and they're like, "What does HYB mean? Hit your boy?" And I was like, "Oh my god, what do I say?" I was panicking, and I was like, "Hell yeah, brother!" I just screamed at the microphone. So, hell yeah, brother.
Well, back under the rock I go. Hell, I told everybody that's what it meant for a long time until I figured out what it really meant.
So it's your fault. God. That's part of this job, Mark. You're supposed to know what's going on.
Gee whiz. That's why I got people like you, because I need all the help I can get, Dustin.
So you guys are putting cars together. And as we wrap this up, obviously, like, we can start with Brooke. I already know, obviously, Eric is huge at helping you build and what in the shop. But I don't know, maybe fill us in on who all helps or who comes to the shop, or, you know, everybody helping put things together and get the car on the track.
So he may not be around all the time, but he's definitely a lot of help. When my dad comes out to visit from Pennsylvania, he helps strip cars, get them ready. He's actually going to be coming out to, you know, start stripping on my Gold Rush car. So that'll be a lot of help. Mainly it's just me and Eric working on my cars. I do want to shout out to my father-in-law. He helps a lot too. In his free time, he'll come down, you know, and help wrench on stuff as much as he can. So it's definitely, you know, the dads and Eric.
That's so awesome.
Liz?
It's mostly just Brett and I at the shop. I mean, we have a few people that come around and help us, like my sister's boyfriend and a lot of his friends come. But mostly every night at the shop, it's just Dad and I. And I know, like, getting there too, a big shout out to Mike Hill and PB for everything they do for us. I know when we're going to Spring X, they got our door wraps and roof signs for us too. It's a big shout out.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks to them.
Yeah. Mostly for me, obviously my dad, and then I have a lot of family that's in the derby world. So I have a lot of cousins. Mostly my cousin Jesse came out to Gold Rush and helped all of us. My boyfriend Mitchell, he's my huge supporter, and my money bags.
You got sugar daddy.
Yeah, if you call it that. But I've got so many people to thank that I'll probably forget them all if I start listing. But yeah, those are my main helpers, and they come out every year with us. So.
Brittini just gave Dad the look.
No, this time it's my brother.
Oh.
Who helps you? Is it your brother and your dad then?
Yeah, I get a lot of help from my dad, my brother, Zach, Jared, and then Seth, my boyfriend, helps me a lot. And then a few sponsors, just like my dad's business, Randy's Ironworks, Oolman Plate Prep, F&F Roofing, and then Worthy Bail Bonds.
Okay. Cool.
What's
has everybody got their cars ready, or what are we struggling with? Liz is all pumped up. We're good, and everybody else is like,
We're getting there.
Hell yeah, brother Liz.
Well, Brett's on this whole tangent about, we can't wait a month before the Derby, but he had to run Topeka last month or at the beginning of this month. So it was just like, we're going to be gone for a while. So let's bust out all these cars. And, right after we're painting our Spring X car, we're hitting the shop again, pulling the next one in. Nonstop go mode for us. I'm sure everybody else too.
It's wide open there, Liz. That's what I'm hearing every day.
Yeah.
So what nights a week are dance?
Well, I coach dance from August to January. Now I coach like the middle school team that I teach at. So before it was March to March, but now it's only August to January. So take a few nights off in the week when I coach. But now that we're done, I'm usually at the shop every night, almost every night.
Yeah.
And then every weekend, not busy.
What grade do you teach?
I teach 7th grade math.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a terrible age.
Yuck. What is
like if I think back of being a kid, I had to have been the lippiest bastard in about 6th and 7th grade.
The best part is I give it right back to them.
I wouldn't doubt that for a minute.
Yeah. I'm the cool teacher because I do all these fun things and I just give it to the kids right back. Like one of my students came out to me and they're like, Miss Stringer, you're fun on the weekends. But I had this girl in dance and I looked at her and I said, please never say that out loud again. So I told my friends Deadwood and we went to Carnage and they're like, Liz, you're really fun on the weekends. I'm like, oh God, this is going to be a bad habit to break now. So
you got to be careful who you accept on the Snapchat.
Yeah. I'm like, and delete.
What do the kids has any of them ever come and watched you derby locally?
I haven't really derbied like locally in Mandan. Like that's usually where we've been, but they haven't had the Mandan Derby in a while. But like there's a few kids that I've grown up with that have watched me. Like there's a girl that dances on the high school team and I've known her since she was like 4. So then her dad derbies with my dad and it's cool to watch them grow up and then they get wrangled in. Like she's going to be derbying this summer too. So I think that's really cool to hear her like grow up and now finally like I coached her in dance and now she's going to be derbying too. So I think that's really cool.
How badass. That is badass, man. That is and hopefully you get to be there to share that memory with her. And heck, next thing you know, you'll probably be on the track with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What, Mckensi, what does the folks in your life think about you being such a badass behind the wheel?
They fully support it.
Yeah, they're happy you do it on the track and not on the street.
Yes. We grew up racing motocross, so we've always been doing some wild things growing up. So Derby's just one of them. My family fully supports it. So
Did you race motocross too?
I did. Yep. Started when I was 3
nice.
and raced till I was 15 years old. Then it came to Derby time. So
Turn the page.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, Brooke,
we know Liz is a teacher. What else does everybody do on the daily?
Go ahead,
Brooke.
What was that?
What does everybody do on the daily? You know, we got Liz as a teacher. I know what Mckensi does, but I'll let her say. But what do you do on the daily for your job?
Oh, so I work at a bank in Montana. It's Montana-based, Stockman. I've been there for 3 years now since we moved here from North Dakota. So.
Okay, Mckensi.
I'm a registered nurse. So That keeps me busy every
nice.
day.
And Brittini?
I'm an LPN at a hospital, and then I also work with one kid at their house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how cool.
Cool.
Brooke, do the people at the bank know that you crash cars for fun?
Yeah, actually they do. And they think it's crazy. My branch manager's always like, "Are you going to like crash those cars this weekend or whatever you're doing?" And I'm like, "Yep. That's what I'm doing."
We're just a bunch of rednecks. That's who we are.
If they only understood.
Right?
Mckensi, what about the folks at or Mckensi or Brittini, the folks at the hospital or doctor's office? What do they think about you guys wrecking cars?
So my manager was not for it whatsoever because she always thinks I'm going to get hurt. But I had her come this past summer to the county fair, and now she's like a #1 supporter.
Yes.
That's cool.
She's like, as long as you don't get hurt and can show up to work Monday, we're good.
Brittini, has anybody from work ever come to watch your little crazy ass derby? And I hope you're okay with me giving you a hard time. I'll never forget how hard you ran that car. So kudos to Dad for the engine because it hung in there for a long time.
Yeah, you built a good motor. Yeah, I've actually had like some of the people that we derby with, I've seen them in the hospital and they're like, "Hey, you run that car. We've seen you here, here, and here." And I'm like, "Yep, you sure have."
So cool. Everybody has their daily lives. That's how we feed the addiction that we call Demolition Derby. And it's hard to explain to people outside the sport why the hell we put ourselves through what we do, but it's almost something you can't even just explain. Brooke, what keeps you coming back?
I don't know. I think it's just, me and my husband, like, this is what we live and breathe. So it's like something that just brings us closer together. I mean, even when we're arguing, I think in the shop or whatever, I mean, we still like just have a genuine like passion for this, and we both like love watching each other and being each other's like biggest cheerleaders. So I think that's what just brings me back to it, is just, it's something that we do together that we love, and honestly that's how we met. So it just, continues.
That's so awesome because any couple that just heard you say that is like could feel and respect that. And I know that Eric gives me grace when I bust his balls about you beating him, and he just looks at me and grins. And I truly believe he is happy for your success. I don't care what goes on behind the scenes, or why wouldn't he be a little jealous, just as a human being? Like, we're all competitors and we want to win, whether it's a wife or somebody you don't know. But I truly do believe he's probably your biggest fan. That's awesome to watch and be a part of, and I always feel blessed to witness stuff like that. So keep it going. Liz, what the heck keeps you going to the shop every night through the thick and the thin and putting 4 tires on the track?
My dad. If it wasn't for him, I would not be there. And he is my biggest motivator. Maybe some days we don't get along, but at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. It's about him and I. And I mean, like, win or lose, at the end of the day, we still went out there. We had fun, met new people, drank some beers about it, and move on. You go on to the next one.
You couldn't have said that better, and that's not the easiest thing for people to get over. Whatever shit happened that they don't understand or they're not happy about, we can't, until somebody invents a time machine, we can't go back and change. No matter what happens, it happened, and those things come to pass. And it's like there's going to be another derby next weekend, and we're all going to forget about the shit that happened last weekend. So you couldn't have. I'm glad you pointed that out because I need to hear that, and I know I'm probably not alone out there. Mckensi, what in the heck besides Imperials and dad and family?
Yeah.
What keeps you like through the bullshit? There's good and there's bad, and I believe we find what we look for.
Yeah.
I feel nothing but good in this room tonight from you ladies. What keeps you putting 4 tires on the track?
Honestly, the family that I've gained from doing this sport. Like, yeah, you have your
Yes.
people that you don't get along with, which everybody has those people, but even these 4 girls, I've met basically all of their family, and I feel like we're closer than ever. Now we have really good friends for life. So
true. I didn't need any more respect for you guys just based on Brooke. I've known you for a long time. Maybe briefly talked to the rest of you throughout the shows, but like just learning these little bits and pieces about you guys and what's important to you, it just adds so many pages of street credit for you guys as individuals and as a team, a competitive national level team. Hello, we're not just a team. We are at the top, the Mecca. Brittini, besides, I don't even know what to do with you. All the way from the concussions, like it wasn't enough to beat on other little kids or yourself. You found Demolition Derby, and through your family and your dad, what stops you from being like, I don't need this bullshit? What keeps you coming back?
I think it's just the family part of it. I mean, my mom used to do it. My dad does it still, and then both my brothers do it. Or I guess all 3 of them have done it at some point. So it's always like we're all in the shop together. We're bouncing ideas off of each other, trying to think outside of the box. Where can we get by with certain things in the rules, and just testing ourselves of like, how well can you drive? What can you learn today? And what else can you push that they'll allow?
Mm-hmm.
You just made every arm hair I have stand up by saying that, because you guys, like, you can't put a price tag on the memories that you and your family are creating. Every car you build, every idea that you have, that you do. And if you guys are anything like me, whenever you have that idea and you do something, that's like, all the rule says we can do this, I take a picture of it. I stare at that picture more than I even care to admit. I'll look at that picture for the next 24 hours. Like, look at that. So like hearing you say that to share those experiences with your family, like what the heck does Christmas look like at the Oolman house? Let's just go out back and get it on.
I figured they were packaging up prep plates.
Yeah.
Everybody gets bumper brackets.
There is a lot of bumper brackets, repair plates, home plates, all that kinds of stuff. Playing all over the shop. Pretty soon you're walking down and you're like, what's this for? And you're like, okay.
Bob Whitaker talked about his kids beating the piss out of each other out back. Have any of you guys ever just derbied at home with no derby, no officials, just been out there crashing cars in the backyard or out in the field?
Just finish some cars up, backyard running.
Yep.
Yeah. Mckensi, tell us more. What'd that look like?
Oh, just, testing out the front of the car, get dad's car. It's fine.
Have any of you?
So were we practicing some stuff we fixed or what? We might have to get a little deeper into this.
That's an inspector hat just came on.
I don't tell my secrets.
I was going to say I've never done it in the backyard, but I've definitely done it the day before my wedding. So
what?
It's true.
Yeah.
Derby the day before your wedding?
Yeah, we Eric wanted for his bachelor party to just have all the guys derby, but it somehow involved most of my, bridal party being in the derby too. So
yeah,
I don't even. Liz, did you get in a car? I don't remember.
No, because I was violently hungover, throwing up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I remember like everyone had left and my parents were at the hotel and I got up to take a shower and I was done. And I was like, Brett, we got to go to the batch party. Like, we got to be there. And I cracked open a Gatorade and I was like, you better pull over. I'm about to throw up. So Brett's driving down the road. I'm puking down the side of the road. I was the best official that day, though. Me and Leah, we stood up in the box and we were waving the flags or doing whatever we were doing. Yeah, it was bad news.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were an official. That was those were the officials. It was Liz hungover.
Everybody won.
Everybody won.
Everybody won.
That was probably one of the funnest times I've ever had. But I was like, please take it easy on people that are in the wedding. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
Brooke,
broken bones, please.
that's amazing, Brooke. That's so amazing because when you guys are standing up there getting married, everybody's thinking about whipping each other's ass the night before. And Liz is like, oh, does anybody got any Gatorade?
Yeah, I was just happy to be there, really.
Yep.
Have anybody ever derbied their dad?
Yep.
Mckensi's done it all. Like, what did that look like?
I beat him twice. So it gets rubbed in pretty often.
Christmas at the Jackson house.
Yep.
Remember that time I kicked your ass?
Feelings get hurt a little bit.
Oh man, all these dads, everybody's probably gonna punch me in the mouth in South Dakota for getting girls all wound up. But I can't wait to meet some of them. I already know Eric, but no doubt you guys, you got a support system behind you that you can't make up. You can barely put it on paper and put words to it, but we can feel the love coming through the screen. So no doubt there's some special people that are part of what you guys do.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well,
You guys, we've already went 16 minutes past. Yeah, we went 16 minutes past, and I'm good with it because my face hurts from laughing about that story, and I feel like we're just getting into it. We might need a part 2.
I'm down for a part 2.
Absolutely.
Ladies. Yeah, well, best in Champaign, Illinois, and be part of help. You know, I've been at that show as long as Taylor's had it, and then the gentleman that bought it before him. So I can't wait to see you guys in a couple weeks, and we just can't thank you enough for taking time and being on here. WeCrashTV Derby podcast, and we wish you the best time out there in Champaign and in South Dakota at the end of the year.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Berkey.
Yeah, I really greatly appreciate the opportunity of having us on. So,
well, we'll maybe have to do it one more time as we
Brooke, you
roll
said
into
how excited
South
everybody
Dakota.
was. Oh yeah, yeah. We could even have Team 406 on if we really wanted to stir shit up.
Kidding, we love you.
I ain't scared of those
Eric
guys.
loves me. Especially that one. Well, ladies, it's been absolutely a pleasure. Thanks again. You guys have a blessed rest of your evening. Finish strong for the week, and we'll see you in Champaign, Illinois soon enough.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Good luck, ladies. Safe travels.
Thank you, guys. Bye. All right, Mr. Dustin. What a crew we had there.
That was good. Really good.
It was great. My face literally hurt, and I'm sweating from laughing. I was laughing so hard. I was trying not to. I was hoping I wasn't breathing into my microphone like a damn hyena. But she painted a picture for us and took us to that derby before the wedding, and everybody can relate to those stories. That's what we should write a book, 101 special things about this podcast that serves us well, and we hope it serves everybody else well, because who couldn't relate to that story? I mean, I had my own story about choosing Bill and running it, instead of having a bachelor party that weekend. I wanted to run the Derby, so the guys come over. So when she started telling that story, I was like, oh man, I didn't know where she was going to go, but just thinking about Liz, love her honesty. I love it. And her having the flag, and yeah, she got to look back on that, think, oh man, I could have ran, but boy, I was in bad shape. Who hasn't been there? I know I have, but yeah, man,
I was in
you're
bad
totally
shape at my
right.
bachelor party, that's for sure.
Yeah, terrible shape. I may never see you in that shape. I don't know if you ever see me in terrible shape, but it happens to the best of us.
I'll make a deal with you. If it happens, we both got to do it.
Yeah. If you're going down, I'm going down, buddy. But
Yeah.
dude, every time we get to this place where we're just feeling overly blessed with the experience we just had with some drivers across the country, we always go to this other place that we don't expect or we don't talk about ahead of the time. You got anything before we close out the night that is burning a hole in your mind?
Nothing's burning a hole, but I will say, I want to give a shout out to Aaron Schwartz. He posted something on how he was blessed at Winter Slam. He won the half-ton trucks heat, and local kid, known him for a long time, and that was a big deal for him to win that show. There was a lot of bigger name truck drivers in the state there, and I was super happy to see he got the W there at Winter Slam. And in addition to that, I guess when this is airing, Bourbon Beatdown, I'm really hope that is another great show this year. Robbie's building stuff out there, and last year, I mean, it was a fast pace, good track. So I know this will air while they're for night one for that's going, and hopefully it's a similar show. Sturgis was just good. There's been a lot of good shows so far in 2026, and I feel like the momentum's going in the right direction for sure.
Momentum's going in the right direction. Don't forget about Vegas coming up. Shout out to, everybody's got their own thing to say about Vegas, but I saw Johnny Gullo made a video, and he just looked beat. He looked spent. And, Taylor was talking about no matter what you do, the bitch and just don't stop. And like to think, what if they did bite off more than they could chew on with everything they're trying to do out there? Guess what? The conveyor belt don't stop for us to survive.
Right.
It's coming. So you either ride the wave, even if you don't know how to surf, or you go underwater. And if there's one guy, Gumby, he's going to put the work in too. But one guy I know that he'll die before he drowns is Johnny Gullo. So, whatever they do at that show, you can bet that it won't be by lack of effort.
Yeah, for sure. And, to circle back on that, it was something that kind of popped in my head when, Taylor said, when that first heat green flag drops and kind of all is right with the world, when you look around, it's like, hey, I built this and I got it to this point, right? I kind of, and then we were talking to the gals and they said the same thing. Like, we just want to get there, get a stick, hit the track and have fun. And it's just kind of like, it's two completely different worlds and parts of what's happening. But the funny thing is, both the promoter and the driver said the same thing. When that green flag drops, that's when it's like, oh, like it was worth it, or I'm here. It's, that adrenaline rush or that quiet calmness in your mind, whatever. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I'd never looked or thought about that. I mean, obviously a lot of people say it, a green flag drops and you go to another place or whatever, but it was interesting to hear it from both the promoter and a driver within like a couple minutes there, and it just popped into my head as kind of a unique thing.
Add announcer, I was trying to keep my mouth shut. I wanted to give their due time to talk. Add announcer in there, and it's probably multiple people at multiple levels of a show, You don't think I'm not sitting in my truck going, what am I doing? Why do I even do this? All this bullshit. And when the first green flag drops, it's rolling. It's rolling. You're either on or you're not. And most of us in the sport, which I think is what separates us from the rest of the world in work life, have figured out how to get on that surfboard and not drown. Even if we have no idea what we're doing, or at least believe that in our mind, which most of the time.
I always use a term, you fake it till you make it. You just do it. You don't leave enough time.
Too. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it that way because I'm not faking it, but at the end of the day, if you're in an uncomfortable spot, as long as you put the effort in and you're honest with yourself, what you're doing, it doesn't matter if it's a derby, if it's life, if it's work, you just do it. You gotta, like you said, the conveyor belt keeps moving. I like that. I mean, you keep doing it. So I think that that can be true in all phases and derby and alike.
Yep. And I always hated that saying because all you hear is the word fake. It's like, I ain't no fake, but what it's really saying is get in the water and swim. Get in the water and don't drown. Figure it out. It's like having a kid. Like, that shit don't come with a book. There's a lot of books, but I don't know that they help that much. You figure it out. You figure it out, and you always question and have self-doubt, like, am I doing this right? But there's no magic person that gets to tell you that you are. You just keep digging, and that goes for promoters, that goes for drivers, builders, all the above in the sport. And for the majority of most of the sport, we're a special breed that figures out how to climb mountains that would shut a good percentage of the world down and make them decide, we think we want to do something else.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dustin, dude, another killer session. They just get better and better. Where's Parker? You're fired. You're fired.
He might not argue with that.
Where's Parker at? Where's he at this week?
Dude's on a cruise. I mean, what's it like, bro? What's it like?
Yeah.
And you know what? I know he's gonna watch this back, and I had to throw that out there because last time I talked some trash to him, he sends me a thing. He's like, really? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I just watched the end of the podcast. I'm like, well, if the shoe fits.
Yeah, well, he graces us with his presence, and it's always a surprise. But we do miss you, Parker, and you're welcome back anytime. If you just want to do it like once a month or biannually, dude, we'll be happy to have you. Dustin, it's episode 33. It's HYB. They delivered. You, my friend, delivered as always. Episode
Derby
34
icons
coming up. Yes, Taylor, the crew, Slim, all that. And we got good weeks ahead of us in the Sport of Demolition Derby. So thanks everybody for tuning in again with us on Friday night. We love the messages, we love the comments, and we love the support, and we can't wait to continue this path. We got a whole lot more runway to go for 2026, and it is our road to Gold Rush. So Dustin Anderson, Mark Elliott signing out one last time and looking out to episode number 34. We're going to leave that open for now. We got some figuring out to do over the next week, and it's going to be a surprise for you. So Dustin, thanks again, my friend, and I'll see you next time.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's right.